Yeah, I can understand that.
Yeah.
It's the way I'm starting to feel about me.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah, it's a date, the other on the Monday.
More than
Eventually, I'll be back for it.
Okay. Sign twice on that.
Yeah,
And we only need one
Yeah.
notarized.
exactly.
And then what do we do with that?
Then you give them back the.
Looks like I'm gonna have to get a hold of them, Ed, because it's not working either.
And I filled around afterwards too to see if
Yeah.
I could find it. I looked at the camera, but
I'll call the county.
Never mind, it's hopefully. Crooked finger pressed the wrong button.
Okay, it's 7:00. I'd like to get started with a prayer and then the pledge. Lord, be with us today as we conduct the town's business. Guide us in our decisions. And we ask you in Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. On the agenda, I'd like to start off with privilege of the floor. If anybody has anything they need to discuss or bring up. If not, I'd like to start with Curtis because
He's on call.
It is done. He's on call, yep. For our EMS monthly update.
Okay.
So for the month of May, we had 48 activations, resulting in 36 calls that were billable. We had one call where we dropped because it was a crew out of mutual aid again. We had 3 calls that were dropped due to 2 calls. Obviously, the one where we were mutual aid, we were actually being mutual aided to Spencer at that point. Where Spencer was on their second call in their district, and then it was one of those weird days in EMS where everybody was busy, and it happens. But mutual aid was used, there was no delay in care for that. Average response time was 1 minute and 39 seconds out the door. So we're happy and pleased with those numbers. Billing program, I believe is the next sheet after the spreadsheet for that. Billing program is right on par as we've talked multiple times with Bill and Patty and Nancy, who's been to our meeting at this point. You know, we understand that we're probably going to see an over excess of that 175,000 in return. We're going to have a meeting with Brad Pinsky to figure out what we're going to do with it. And just like last month, I mentioned we're going to be reworking the budget for next year to try and make sure we're utilizing everything appropriately for that. Last month, I mentioned a possible Medicaid reinvestment tax. Briefly, I went to a conference last week on that. This is a legislation that New York State is working on to try and fix the Medicaid reimbursement rate for EMS coverage. Currently for Medicaid calls, we get around $300 for a bill, which is less than any other insurance reimbursement that we have. This legislation could see a tax on our commercial insurance reimbursement, which would go into a reinvestment company to try and get more money into Medicaid. They have all of our statistics to see exactly what it would do to benefit us in this. They are building a safety net into the program, so smaller agencies like us would not actually lose money, but at least break even. So I'm waiting to hear back on that, but it does look like that legislation is going to get passed through the state. So that could affect us in the long term. We've been asked, or I've been asked to help with writing a paper with the state. They've seen some of the stuff that we've done here in Candor with making us essential service and understanding the need for EMS. We're actually working on a statewide EMS, it's called white paper, which is going to be released to the entire state on the affairs of EMS and what's going to happen if we don't fix the problem. So I've been assigned to that task force at the state to try and help with that.
Good.
So, which is exciting that we have a voice here in the small town.
Yeah.
And we're hopeful to bring to light some of the issues that we're seeing. The biggest one that we see is the cost of readiness. Just like we never know how many people are gonna call 911 in a month, but we still have to have a crew available. That cost of readiness is what's struggling with a lot of EMS agencies. And what we did here is been able to fix that. And we're hoping that it kind of takes light in other areas where people are struggling to get EMS coverage as well. So we're working on that. As far as payroll goes, what you guys pay us for, we are right on the mark. I have no issues with that. Everything is right where it needs to be. The only thing that might change for next year, obviously, with this potential of making EMS essential services, is bringing some of the driver rates up into a more of a livable wage, which is something that I'm looking at, long-term goals for the budget and stuff like that. And the other thing is we just got notification that New York State is going to be increasing their health insurance rates by 13%. So that, again, will affect our budget, but not something that I see as a cripple. It's just something that we have to talk about when we get all the finances and numbers to that.
So how many employees are covered under health insurance?
We offer it to 6, currently 5 take it.
Okay.
Anybody else have any questions for me?
No? All right,
I
thank you,
appreciate
Curtis.
working with you guys still
Yeah.
and keeping us going.
Yeah, it seems to be working well, so.
Yeah.
Good job, thank you.
Absolutely.
Okay, now we'll move on to opening the bids for the roof repair. Oh,
Did you privilege of the floor?
I did. Before Curtis.
Yes.
Right at the moment, it looks like we only have one bid.
We have one bid. Yeah.
Dead silence, Jim.
I'm reading it. So the bid came in at $53,412. And it seems to be in order with what we requested. And it's basically 5,000 square foot of roofing. It's a complete tear off and redo with ice and water shield and vents and roof boots
And a fascia.
and the fascia being replaced. They're Owens Corning duration. I think they're 35-year shingles. So
Are those architectural shingles?
they're light architectural shingles. They're different though. Yeah.
Okay.
I think they're actually heavier. So,
Do they say when they could start?
well, we're supposed to start by 7/5. Was the project start date that we had listed in the
Okay.
bid package,
I
so,
think that's good.
yeah. So,
Does that seem reasonable?
I don't know, what do you think, Rob?
Yeah, roofing's really.
It's really, it's outrageous, so.
Where's
Actually, I thought it actually might be more.
And they have insurance?
Yeah, well, that's all that'll be required anyway.
Okay.
Yeah, they'll have to provide all of that, workers' comp and everything.
Where is this out of?
It's Jeff Rockwell.
Oh, I missed that too.
Yeah,
Sorry, I
he's
was
a local
busy writing.
contractor, so,
Well, that's kind of,
but he trails around, he does a lot of commercial work.
Yeah.
So.
Well, and that needs to be done. We can't let it
it
go
needs
off
to be
another
done,
year.
So
So what's that, $10 a square foot? Or something like that?
it's well, 5,000 square foot, you got a calculator on you.
Yeah, I think that's within reason. I think the commercial roofs that we're putting on and the ballpark of like 45.
Yeah.
30 to 45, so I think that's.
And plus this includes fascia and stuff as well, so there's some extras on there.
thanks, Rob.
And it's a complete tear off, I don't know if you heard that.
Yeah.
Oh,
And that's.
And he's taking care of everything that's going to the dump or
Yeah,
whatever.
all debris
everything.
removal,
So,
everything's, yep,
Everything.
yep.
Sounds good.
So I would make a motion that we accept Jeff Rockwell Woodworkers bid for $53,412 to redo the roof.
I will second it.
Give this to you.
Riker,
Aye.
Douglas,
Aye.
Strozel,
Aye.
Rixey.
Aye.
Raider.
Aye.
Here, put this with that too.
Okay, so now we'll move on to the minutes from May 10th meeting.
Boy, that seems a long time ago.
I didn't see anything.
Any questions, Patty?
Did I review these before I went on vacation?
Yes,
Okay.
You sure did.
that's what we're supposed to do.
Yes, I know, but I don't remember.
Yes.
Told you, it seems.
Vacation must have been a lot of fun.
I'll make a motion to
Hang
accept
on,
the
we got a
minutes for
question.
May.
I have one catch, under the planning board. It says, planning board, Ed Evans will not be present in July and August meeting. I was only gonna be out August, but we were talking about moving July because it was right on the July 4th holiday. So it wasn't that I wasn't gonna be, I don't know that that matters much, but
I'd
just make
rather,
the records correct.
it sounds good by blaming it on you.
It's always-
Okay, Jim.
It's always my fault, it's all right.
I have a friend
Jim made a
I'll
motion
make
to
a motion
accept.
I'll second.
So,
All in favor of the minutes?
Aye.
Opposed? None. Okay. Supervisor's report. The board has signed all the vouchers. In the general fund, the town is spending $38,664.29. And then the highway fund, we're spending $50,224.77. I have no budget transfers. And I have received the town clerk's financial report. So if somebody wants to make a motion to accept the general fund and highway.
I'll make a
Vouchers?
motion that we pay the vouchers.
I'll second.
Riker,
Aye.
Douglas,
Aye.
Strozel,
Aye.
Rixey.
Aye.
Raider.
No other questions about them. We'll move on to the assessors committee.
Assessors committee, that's me. So Denise gave me the Board of Assessment review from grievance day. And there was a total of 11 people that had appointments, and four assessments were changed for a total of $38,000.
Nice.
That's good.
Better than last year's.
Yep.
I want to thank them. Okay, anything else on the assessors? If not, we'll move on to the buildings and grounds.
That would be me too. Okay. Texts are coming in as we,
Did you send me one?
Well, what's going on is.
no, I got Corey working on finding benches and tables.
We wanted to replace them benches, and of course, with Patty going on vacation, just kind of forgot. So I said something to her the other day about it, and how are we making out on those? Because we haven't got them yet. So she's working on that. I told her, we need them out there, just order them up.
So, right now, he is looking at Lowe's because the cost of shipping them is ridiculous. And he has some benches, 5-foot benches that are $516 each. And an octagon picnic table, and these are all the resin plastic
Okay.
material.
Composite material. Yeah.
Okay, and a octagon picnic table, which has a side for handicap for a wheelchair
Mhm.
for $2,000. Yeah, that's,
And that's still less than the other table, isn't it, that you were looking at? earlier?
I don't remember the tables. The benches were about $900 though.
Is it metal
Yeah.
frames?
Well, and he wants to go up
Look at them.
and look at them
Yeah,
because he
that's
wants to
fine.
make sure that the material is thick enough and
Is that like a 6-person seating?
yes,
Right?
yep,
I'd like to see metal powder coated frames, but. 'cause
metal
Yeah. and they-
powder.
Powder coated, they last a lot longer. Sometimes they make them out of that composite material. thicker
The
stuff.
Amish are making composite tables up on Fairfield, and they're significantly less than that, Patty.
Yeah.
Oh,
But the
because
frame-
he
the frames and
mentioned
everything are
that.
Composite though too, aren't they?
Okay,
Which is fine with me, because that way they don't rust and we don't have to paint them or anything like that down the road.
I thought they were still doing
like
just the
powder
wooden
coats.
ones, so I didn't
Yeah.
even.
They last a long
Powder
time.
coat, powder coat,
Thanks for mentioning that.
Okay, so we'll
Well,
definitely have an update and maybe even an order by next month.
Well, you know something, to me, if you're gonna be under $2,500 for those, I think you should order them.
But we wouldn't be under 2,500 because 2,000 and 1,000 because we're getting 2 benches.
Oh, that's correct. So 3,500.
What did we allotted 25 at the beginning, right?
Yeah.
But things have went up since, that was a
Absolutely,
year ago.
absolutely.
That's what we're talking about.
So would we have to change the amount that we're,
I'd go to 3,500. Get them ordered up.
Sounds like a motion to me.
sounds like a motion to me too.
I'll second it.
I make a motion for Patty to buy benches and some sort of picnic table out there, up to $3,500.
Okay,
Okay, Patty, you'll look at the Amish option.
yes, definitely. Yep,
Nice to have a local.
aye.
Douglas?
Aye.
Chelsea?
Aye.
Rixie?
Aye.
Raider?
Yeah, that's off the table.
Yeah, we've been working on it a while.
Yeah, and those benches
Yeah, so
get worse
please.
every month.
Yeah, I'm ready
They're not
to
gonna go down.
take that backhoe and take them out of there. Speaking of the backhoe out there, the pavilion, the septic is hooked up, the lines are, the pump has to be
Wired.
wired yet. And the water line is getting close. We had a little trouble locating the water getting in here. Eric Lane came over and helped us today. And Jim and I did a whole lot of hand shoveling.
Yes, we did.
Yeah, finally found it. So now we're hooked up. There's a T there with a shut off, and possibly tomorrow we should be able to get that water line at least hooked up,
Backfilled, yeah.
backfilled. And then hopefully somebody else can do the raking. I told them the farmer's market that, I wasn't gonna promise them that the bathrooms were gonna be done, but I'm gonna stick to that. It might take a couple more weeks, but the bathrooms inside are done, other than
Fixtures.
fixtures. Once they're on there, and the water's turned on, we'll be ready to go. Okay, building ground, you got the roof is gonna be going on. I can't, seeing as I was building grounds, our ash trees out here. Of course, I know you're busy, so I understand. Just a reminder.
Leave the backhoe here, we'll use it when you're done.
Oh, yeah. That sounds like a plan.
Actually, I was hoping to seal that from you tomorrow afternoon, but it doesn't look that way. does
It
it?
may.
No, yeah,
We may have it done by then.
yeah. It's hooked up now. You just gotta tie into the other line.
Okay.
Bill, before we leave building and grounds, did the insurance, that gentleman from the insurance company ever
He
get
didn't
back?
get back with me.
Okay. Before I forgot.
Yeah, and I didn't look at my emails today, but tomorrow if I get the opportunity, I will look at them. Okay, code enforcement.
Well, he's been quite busy, Paul has, he gets 3 more houses coming in now. So this is kind of a banner year, he's a bit overwhelmed. So we're gonna have to figure out how to get him some help or something, because he can't work any more hours, he's already putting in more hours than he should be. But, I mean, that's good for the town, tax roll and everything, but
Yeah, he can't get it done in 2 days.
no, he can't, and I've been helping him.
And unfortunately, he can't work any more than 2 days because then he's over
But he
the
has-
max
but
for,
he has been,
but he has been
so.
without getting paid. I mean, he just isn't turning those hours in, and that's not fair either.
No, I told him to keep track of them and turn them in. So, but
I think-
other than that, I mean, that's, he's doing a good job and, it's going well,
Busy.
just overwhelmed.
What's happening with the landlord dispute tenant dispute part of it?
I think that's on to the justice system. I think there's stuff going on there. They cleaned it up over there quite a bit. So, yeah.
You had said that was something he didn't want to deal with.
No, he doesn't like to deal with that part of it, and I don't blame him.
Right,
Yeah.
and there's no one else to just
No,
take
he's the
that.
tenant landlord's relations officer, and it's a tough job.
Did you give that dollar amount? Because that's kind of impressive.
Yeah. The building permit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you say that amount?
No, I didn't.
Okay, from his building permits report that he gave to the board, the total project cost that he approved for May was $692,000. So that's,
Yeah.
shows he's busy.
Yeah, there's additions and the house is going on, so yeah, he's quite busy.
Okay.
Okay.
Nothing else here. We'll move on to the justice. Nancy had asked me about the village's portion of the dissolving of the village. I actually talked to the mayor 2 days ago, and plus I was there with Lynn, the clerk, and he has filed this paperwork with the state, and as far as they know, they're dissolved. So everything is on to us, and as far as I know, the county has taken over all the tickets.
The
Yeah.
county
The state
or
or
the state?
The state.
Okay,
And they were taking care of them for Lynn, so she doesn't have to do that.
So we don't have to, we won't be paying
No.
someone extra.
We don't need to be hiring somebody to help her.
Do we need to vote on subtracting?
No.
No.
Nope.
Yeah. Good.
So other than that, nothing else is going on with the justice, other than our mayor or our judge, Mary Townsend, of course, is running for an election this year. And if she wins, I really hate to lose her, but I mean, good for her. Just wanted to bring it up that she's running.
next board meeting, won't we?
Yeah.
Okay, cemetery.
I drove by Straits Corner Cemetery yesterday and it looked presentable. Yeah, I mean, mowed, it's been
That's about all
mowed.
you can do.
That's about all you can do at this point right now. Down here in Catatuck, the same. I mean, they could always be mowed a little more, but, you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah, I don't.
doing what we could do.
I didn't bring the report in to see when they do it again.
Yeah,
Probably end of this month.
yeah, I believe so. So, a couple more weeks.
So everything's looking good then.
Yeah,
Alrighty.
as good as it can be right at this point.
If I can jump in there, I was approached today by a couple of young men that are working on their Eagle Scout badges. And there's some small family cemeteries around Candor and they're gonna be working on cleaning them up over the summer.
Is that with Malvin Foster?
No,
No? Okay,
no, both of these young men live up Fairfield and Lathrop area.
okay.
And they're doing this on their own, or are they going through you?
No, they're going through the scouts.
Okay.
I'm gonna go out and take a look and see if we can get a pipe in so they can get some equipment across to the one. But just a small 8-foot piece of pipe, so.
Okay.
Just to give you guys a heads up, if somebody calls.
Sounds good.
Just gonna put like a jump piece of pipe or something in.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
Lawnmower.
just a, lawnmower type pipe.
Okay, let's move on to the highway.
And Kevin's here. I talked to him early, but he's here. He can
Yep.
spill his guts.
All right, tire cleanup went really well. We've probably got a tractor trailer load. This year we were overwhelmed with wheels and tires. We took 2 full 10-wheelers down.
Wow.
I guess people just didn't want to deal with that, but we were
Yeah,
just overwhelmed with them.
Did we get paid for license for that, or that was a free?
no, it's just, they
The
don't,
free
they don't
fee,
charge you is all.
Yeah, they'll charge you, right?
A lot of them were aluminum too,
Yeah,
so,
wow. Wow.
anyways, we collected what, 309 was an odd number.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, $300 worth of stuff. A lot of onesies, twosies, people just had a couple tires in their garage or at their house or whatever.
Oh, that's
so
good though.
Worked out good.
How did the electronics work out over the village? Did you have somebody over there helping them?
Yeah. They said that they don't think they got as much as they got last year.
Probably not.
They said that they were busy, that we were steady, but we weren't overwhelmed.
That's good.
So,
Well, it's good for the community to have an opportunity to do
any
other
update
stuff.
on that trailer at all?
No, I haven't heard from him.
Okay,
Like when it can be delivered, you mean?
Not until sometime in July.
okay. So,
He said if he had an opening in June where somebody canceled, he would bring it down or get a hold of us. And I haven't heard from him, so.
yeah, I don't know whether to cover them or not, to be honest with you. I mean, vast majority of them are full of water as it is, so we really wouldn't be gaining a lot,
So we're playing mosquitoes.
Yeah. Tentatively, right now, we're scheduled to pave into July, early August. I don't know.
So you're on the schedule?
Yep. The 10-wheeler came in. I got pictures of it
Yay!
sitting in Kirkwood, so that's a good thing. As far as the rest of the equipment, no updates on anything. We put our last pipe in over on Elmer. Next week we'll go over and just grade it up a little bit, smooth it up a little bit more with the grader. So we're all done with we still gotta work a little bit more on I wanna do a little bit more on the turnaround at his driveway. So we got a little bit more to do on that. So that went well. It's been a struggle with all the equipment and personnel and building materials and everything else. It's been a struggle.
So are they building up there already?
The house is up.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, supposedly, I think they said they're starting the barn this weekend, correct, Jim?
I'm not sure. I haven't talked to Paul about that one. But I wouldn't be
Amazing.
surprised. Barn's agricultural anyway, so they don't even need a permit for it.
Right. Yeah, the house is up. I don't know what they've done to it on the interior wise.
Right.
So. I'm just chugging along summertime, so
So no word on the truck?
the trailer, the loader, nothing. Nobody's got any big daddy.
Is your truck fixed yet?
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
that's been fixed. Oh, yeah, a couple months now.
Oh,
3 months?
Probably figuring 3 months possibly for the 10-wheeler to get.
Yeah, 3 to 4. I didn't talk to anybody. I was gonna.
well,
talk
at least
to
it'll be
Mike.
before the snow flies.
Yeah, it'll be before the snow flies.
Yes.
And what about this year's truck? Has that been ordered?
We're on the list.
You're on the list.
That's as much as they can do. Volvo will let them know how many. Volvo's gonna take precedence in assigning townships all VHDs. And then if they don't sell them all to townships, then they're gonna release them to the general public, the VHDs. So basically, they went around, they asked all the townships, how many want trucks, and we're on the list. So until August, September, when the 24s are released, we won't know.
It's crazy.
It is.
Hey, Kevin, I probably should have brought this up during the privilege of the floor, but have you driven up Bush Road lately?
I am,
Can you fix it?
yes.
Thank
It's on the
you.
list.
Because there's like nowhere to go. It's like you can't drive on one side or the other. It's just awful.
So you said the loader has been built, is the loader up Syracuse yet, or it's just,
No,
it's still
no, it's-
factory,
They said it's been built,
been built,
yeah,
not delivered?
not delivered. He was thinking middle of July, so what's that, another month away, basically. So,
Okay. Nothing else, we'll move on to, dog control. I see Denise is here. Must be you got some input, huh?
Well, asking you shall receive. I heard you say you couldn't figure out I do watch the minutes,
Oh,
last line.
My question had to do with when there were complaints, let's say there were 14, and then there were dog bites, say.
So,
Are
yeah,
those included within the complaints?
well, what I'd
or
like
the-
to do is I can just take a couple minutes.
Go
I
ahead,
want to
yes.
tell you exactly what my job is, so that you understand what
Those
numbers
numbers.
you're actually looking at.
Yeah.
So every report that I get, every call I get gets what's called a dog control form, a dog call form. And as you can see, there's one for every call that is received within a given month. So, and I'm going to use this one as an example. So for instance, this call came in, it was an individual that had called in that had a situation with the neighbor's dog, had came over. The 3-pound chihuahua was underneath the vehicle, the pit bull was circling the vehicle, barking, acting aggressive, eventually had to hit it with a hanging basket to get it to go back home. So when that call came in, the information I originally get, I have to log a call as some type of call that gives me the authority to go out. My job falls into 5 categories. You either have a lost dog, a found dog, a dangerous dog, a dog complaint, or a dog running at large. You can be up to 4 complaints on one call. So for instance, this one was a dog complaint, a dog running at large because it was on a property, a dangerous dog complaint initially, but it wasn't a found dog because the dogs had went back home. If they had kept the dogs until I had got there, it would have been a found dog. So that could have been 4 categories on one call. If it comes in as, for instance, just a barking complaint, it's just a dog complaint. If it comes in as the dog keeps coming over on my property, it's a dog complaint and a dog running at large. So each call can be up to 4 different categories. And so what ends up happening then, when they call in, we place in the category, get a description of the dog, the location it took place, the information, and then we go out and we figure out who owns the dog, and then at the bottom is always results of the investigation. First thing I want to say is when you're looking at the tracking sheet, which is the second sheet that you guys get, that looks like this, it actually has the categories that the call was logged under over here, and it has a total time, because for instance, like on that call, on the dangerous dog, I ended up having to go up there 3 times before the call was resolved to catch him at home, to issue the civil citations for court appearance and things like that. So the total time also on a call can be on more than one instance. Same with like a lost dog report. If you call in with a lost dog report, it might be only 1 dog, but then I get another sighting down by Candor, somebody almost hit it crossing the road, so I'm going down trying to help them get a hold of the dog. So they can be like broke up over a multitude of days. So that's how the call logs go. Now, when you guys actually get these numbers,
Yeah.
what ends up happening is the top 1 dog complaints, we just go through and add up everyone that fell into the category of dog complaint. And then we go through and add up, now dog bites investigated, you can have a dangerous dog complaint without an actual dog bite, like we did with the Chihuahua one. So your dangerous dog might not necessarily equal out with your dog bites. Same with your running at large, won't equal out with your dog complaints. Lost dogs reported and found dogs reported. I know, they're completely two separate. You will never have a lost dog report that's a found dog report. If you have a lost dog and we find him later, it's logged under the results of the investigation and the lost dog report. On the found dog report, it's wherever the dog ends up, whether it goes back home, whether it goes to Stray Haven, it's logged on the found dog report. Licensed dog and non-licensed dog interactions. That one is really a confusing one too, because we only log for the state the dogs that we actually interact with. So for instance, say you just call me and ask me if I can put it up on Facebook or whatever, and I don't actually go out and interact with that dog, it doesn't get logged as a licensed or a non-licensed dog interactions. These are the ones that I have physically had contact with. Now, non-licensed dogs, they may not ever be the same ones, and they may never get licensed in the town of Candor, for instance. And I was looking at the 7 that's on this report this month. 2 of them ended up permanently going to Stray Haven, and they didn't get claimed. 2 of them ended up getting rehomed before they got licensed. And 3 of them were actually given appearance tickets this time. So it actually depends. So you may never have the non-licensed dogs. They do get acted on, the ones that have inaction, but they wouldn't be necessarily licensed in the end. So if you were looking at a report and going, well, we had 7 non-licensed interactions, but we only had 3 new dogs get registered, that could be why, because they might disappear somewhere else. So those are those ones. The next category is all the disposition of the dogs that say whether they went to Stray Haven, euthanized, deceased, redeemed by owner, things like that. Dangerous dog cases, and they may not ever be on the same given month. Like this month, the appearance tickets that went with these cases are actually going in next Monday, so they'll be logged on next month's report too. So if you have a looking through the control form and it says an appearance ticket was given, it may end up being on the next month, or if it gets adjourned, it might be the following month and things like that. Miles traveled, just so you know, I know at one point someone had said, wow, there was quite a few that time. Like this time, when you make a trip to Stray Haven and back, it adds up. When you go like to Newark Valley, which the West Creek Road one, the 2718, the trailer park, which is one of my frequent ones I'm dealing with right now. Those ones add up quite a bit when you're going to the very outskirts of the county too, or the town, I'm sorry, the town. So that's kind of what all the logs are, so you know what you're seeing. The second one on the tracking too is where I always put, this is the cause received. This is the mileage for only the ones that I end up going out on, because some you can use out from at home, or you just know you're tired of dealing with them and you're giving them an appearance ticket later, so you don't actually go out that day.
So is it possible for me to get a copy of that full report instead of just the numbers?
Every single one?
Yes, please.
Maybe.
If I'm on the committee, I feel like I should
Yeah,
understand.
no, I
it better.
understand what you're saying, because each one's logged as a separate Microsoft Word document. I gotta figure out how to be able to link 50 some of them and send them by email, because by the time you have those reports, the civil summons and the stuff that's in the packet, it's about 50 pages. So,
Yeah, that'd get expensive to print.
yeah,
You wouldn't have to print it, though, you could send it.
I'm just wondering, I don't know if you'll all send as one attachment, usually even.
If it's just text, it's probably fine. Not too big.
It's in Word, right?
Yeah. Yeah,
You can download
Like
it as
this.
a PDF and put it in a zip file and be able to attach it all.
Yeah.
somebody's playing.
Maybe you could just look into it.
I hear ya.
I feel
I
like,
have no idea.
but, one thing I guess I was trying to figure out was when I look at that just summary sheet, how many dogs are we talking about? Because the same dog could be there multiple times in multiple categories. So is it like we're having trouble with 3 of the same dogs all the time? Or is it 15 different dogs?
Right. Right.
And I don't
No,
know.
I get what
if
you're
it's-
saying, because I handed out 17 tickets and it's on 3 families,
Oh.
so
Whoa.
I know what you're saying.
It'd
I
be
get
useful
it,
just
so.
to have a better picture of
Wouldn't
what's
it be
going on.
more handy to put that where it says recommendations and comments to
Maybe just a
list the
limited,
ones
yeah.
that are repeat offenders more than one?
Yeah, if that's something that could be done pretty
I can do
easily.
that pretty easily.
And that,
Yeah.
You got room.
A repeat case within a given month, I can document that.
that kind of thing. I would appreciate that.
Mhm.
Thank you.
Thank you for
Usually if they
explaining.
repeat, I know, you can usually hear from me.
No, thank you for explaining that to us.
Yeah.
That was good information.
Denise, out of curiosity, on that report, it doesn't say how many dogs, actual physical little dogs, not like things? Does that make sense? In other
Yeah,
words,
it doesn't say on there.
it doesn't,
no.
say yeah, 'cause it sounds like that's one of the things she wanted to know, so is there any way you could just say, I dealt with 5
How many
dogs?
dog,
How many
Yeah.
actual dogs?
I can do that.
Or
'cause I-
even
I
if
see
there
what
are
you're saying.
5 dogs and you
Yeah, because
listed
that's
them as-
actually logged on everyone where it has description of the dog, it has whether it's 1 dog, 5
Yeah.
dogs, 4 dogs, 2 dogs.
Cause it sounds like that's pretty much what she is.
Is
kind
it the
of
same
curious
dog?
about.
Yeah, that's part of
Right.
it, so,
Right.
you know, like if you
Yeah.
could name
I
the
will
dogs
play
A,
with
B,
that
C,
in my
D.
mind for next time, and I'll try
I'll
and come
think
up with
about it
something
anyway.
where,
Where it's easier to get a picture of what is actually going on.
or
in
even
town.
if maybe I'm thinking, does this get shared publicly or just to you guys?
Everything's public
Okay.
information.
My only question would be, is a lot of the information that's on the call form, I know that's why we never put it on the call sheet, is that unless they do a FOIA request, a lot of people can't get at the information that's on there.
That's right.
So that is my
That
only
would,
concern.
okay, so then we
with
don't need, I don't need that.
Huh?
Then I would not need that.
it. Right,
I mean, it still would be available if you have it.
right, no, I still
But
have it,
that's-
but that's what I mean, as far as putting it on the report to send like, so-and-so person
Oh, no,
was
no,
this
no.
many.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't need that. I certainly don't need that.
Okay, thank you, Denise.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you,
thank you
Denise.
very much.
We've already had our EMS. I might remove that all the way to the top of this thing. We don't have that issue.
Yeah,
Patty, on the EMS, are you gonna be going this month?
I'm this month,
Okay.
next Tuesday, right?
Yep.
Okay,
Planning board,
So, at our June meeting, we had with us Thomas McCarty, or Tom McCarty, he was. We also had Supervisor Stroessel and Councilman Douglas with us. He is, so Tom McCarty is the Southern Tier Regional Director of the Emergency Management. We have been working on the emergency management document that was handed to us that Jim Douglas had originally been working on. We made some updates, and I formatted it to everything to meet our town laws and everything. And then we sent it to him to actually review. He had some very good comments about it and offered, with our assistance, to write it in the proper FEMA format and to really go in depth into how it should be done properly. So we will be working with him. We accepted the invite.
it was a free offer.
Yes, the free offer.
Yeah, no cost associated.
So we will be planning a kickoff meeting in September, and possibly working with others. Well, not possibly. We will be working with others throughout the county to develop the plan. So that was a very positive meeting, and we were very
Yeah,
thankful.
before you go away
to
from
him.
that though, I did speak with the mayor of the village, Eric, and they want to get on board with this too. And I have a meeting to go to the 30th of June with the school, the facilities planning committee that I'm on. And I'm gonna try to get them on board as well because they're actually the Red Cross Center.
Excellent.
So
Excellent.
it would be nice if we were all coordinated.
Yeah, no, certainly, and that'll all be part of the kickoff meeting in September. So I look forward to working with everyone as part of getting that initiative going. So,
What did you say that gentleman's name was? Tom
Tom McCarty,
McCarty, okay.
What was that date again? I forget.
the,
September.
we just said in
Just
September, we
September,
haven't
okay.
set an official date yet.
Well, if you hear something from him, let me know. And then-
Yeah, as soon as, he's going to be sending us a first draft, I guess you could say, using what we currently have. He does have writers that work under him, that's all they do, is they take the emergency plans from the towns and villages and rewrite it to what the state and FEMA are looking for.
So is he a state worker?
Yes.
Okay.
He is paid by the state.
Okay.
Yeah, and he gave us some copies of some surrounding towns of their emergency plans that they've already done.
Fire, all
Spencer,
that, yeah, that kickoff meeting, that's part of it. So we will be coordinating with all of the, all of the stakeholders, exactly, that he's told, so.
You were gonna get me a copy of the Spencer one. I don't know, because I left it with you
Should be in
guys.
your mailbox.
Oh, it is? Okay. I
Yeah,
haven't
everything's
checked
in your
that yet.
mailbox.
All right. Good.
I put it in there at the end of our meeting, so. The July meeting, since it falls on the holiday, well, the 5th of July, but still the holiday weekend, there's many people out. We voted and moved our July meeting to our workshop date of June, which is June 27th. So we'll be holding our July meeting on June 27th at 7 PM. We've notified the paper, the website, and it's supposed to be on our door, but it hasn't been put yet, but we will get that on the door, so everyone is notified. And due to the fact that I would not be present at our August meeting, and there were a couple others that had planned, we canceled our August meeting. One thing that was also brought up towards the end was the need for digital archiving of our laws. It is a state mandate that we have all of our laws online, and we don't. So we need to start talking about it and figuring out how to go about it, whether we do, 1 or 2 a month, if we have free time. It's just a matter of putting it into the printer, sending it as an email to yourself, basically, and it'll create a PDF document, and then work with Angie to get it uploaded onto our site. So it's not something that we're already behind, so it's not like this needs to be done. Nobody's pushing our buttons.
And actually, Ginny had done some of them, but one of the things, because I don't have the software to do it, some of them are upside down, so you have to basically scan it over again, or find the software that can move it and buy the software.
So we may need Adobe
Yeah.
software in order to do this. So I don't know if it's on anyone's computer already in the town or not, but that software is, I believe.
So it's just the local laws that have to be on there?
Yeah,
Yeah.
So we have quite a few of them on the website now, don't we?
older one, some of the older ones we do that carried over from the old website, but some of the,
We just need to update them and read.
yeah, so.
Yeah, there's things that need updating and everything, and that's really, like I said, it's not a huge task, but it is something to meet the current requirements.
Yeah,
that we
okay.
need still.
We might be able to get the software for less from the county, if they have like a way of buying cheaper. I don't really know, because I haven't looked up or talked to anyone, but that might be a way to get the
And
software.
there's the OGS too, the state bid stuff. I don't know if there's anything out there.
Yeah, that too.
So,
Here, we'll have to ask that IT guy from the county when I talk to him about this camera, and maybe we'll talk to him about that.
And, I mean, I don't know,
Can we pull
when,
that line down?
actually, I have this question, when we do a law, and does anyone here keep a Word document of that law on their computer? Do we have a set person that does that?
Not that I know of.
Because it probably would be good if maybe, because the town clerk makes sure it gets in the envelope, that maybe in the future, when a new law gets created, there's a folder in your computer that says Candor Town Laws or something.
I'd recommend an external hard drive.
Yeah,
That
that too.
way it's,
Well, they have the server that they have all the stuff on, and it gets backed up every day, and that's offsite.
Servers failure.
I know.
All right.
things to think about.
Yeah,
Yep,
definitely.
thanks. All
That's
right,
all I have.
and no Board of Appeals
No, just that we redid, planning board redid one of their laws, Board of Appeals laws, that was revised, and it's in your minute meeting packet from last month.
Right. All right, well, nothing more on that. We'll move on to old business with the Historical Society request. Nancy wanted kind of a little bit of a breakdown on their projects. And
Yes.
so now you have that in front of you.
So the question was, what did they really need from us? And what was more, I won't say frivolous, but extras.
Wish list.
Yeah, wish list.
I don't see
Thank
any
you.
wish list on there.
And Jim had made a suggestion, I don't remember exactly how much.
25,000.
And so like here, they're saying that they need $46,706. So the question is, could we logically look at what the funds requested are for in order to decide what the appropriate amount would be?
Well, you have everything broke down here and how much it is.
Yes.
Do you want to specifically say, this is what we want our money to go to? Or do you want them to decide what they want to use it for?
Well, I think we were just going to decide the amount, and the amount would be related to, so supposing it, so they're saying for insulation, over $20,000.
It should just be applied to the renovation project, and how they
Yes.
spend it is up to them, as long as it's spent on the renovation project.
Right, so, but the question is, would like $20,000 allow them to do the renovation project?
Not all of them.
Not all of
And
it,
so-
but it's actually in process now. They've been working on it.
Yes.
So,
Well, this is how much is still needed.
yeah,
Um,
and I'm not sure about how much we can even afford.
Well, there's always that question.
We have some relief money that we could use.
Yeah, I mean, it's the
How about
Historical
if-
Society, they are part of the town, so
Yes.
I don't have a problem funding them, as long as we're not taking it away from something that is more essential.
So the town used to give them money
Well,
every
that's,
year,
Yeah, a very small amount of money.
a couple
Yeah.
$1,000 a year.
Yeah,
So how many years?
but they didn't
have
have a building at that time either,
Right.
Now they have this
They
building.
housed out of here.
Yeah.
so that's gonna be another issue, putting that back into the budget, but and that'll be for like their general operating expenses.
Yeah,
This is for the money that Carol requested, the historian is
Yes.
for the renovation project
Right. So
specifically.
how many years have we not been giving them money? Do you know?
Can't
Been
answer.
10 years, 8 years?
No, it's been,
Longer than that?
Bob Riggs.
Bob Riggs took it out of the,
Right.
He was there for almost 6 years, and then I've been here almost 6 myself.
so yeah,
So
maybe
12.
8,
2012
10
when
years.
we got on board. I did in 2012.
10 years.
So
Okay.
it's been 10 years. Did he take it away at 9th year or 8th year? I don't know
Wow.
when. So
Yes. So if we've been giving them $2,000 previously, I mean, in 10 years, that's
25,000.
$20,000. I mean, we're almost kind of giving them their money back, sort of. that they
Well, that's
haven't been getting,
25,000, but then they want more.
25,000, right, exactly.
20,000 more than that.
Yeah.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we would have given. them
Yes.
we would have given
So
them
maybe
that
we
kind
wanna
of-
do that plus,
and there have been money in there because
can't
we
say
bought historical signs in the past. I mean,
Yes.
I think last year we finally got them up. There must have been 5 or 6 of them at that time, and they were purchased by us.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And they're $1,500 to $2,000 each.
Oh, okay.
So they're not doing a yard sale this year?
no, because the, Catatunk Hall is for sale, so
They have no place.
we have no place, or they have no place to do it.
Right, okay.
So Patty, you're on.
I'm the
you're
treasurer of
Do you
the
have
organization.
anything you want to add to this request?
Well, I kind of felt that I should step back from it and not add anything because I feel like it might be considered a conflict of interest.
Right.
I hope somebody could make a decision,
For back-
because I don't want to kick this
Well,
can.
if we can afford it, I think we should fund it because they are part of the community and, you know, they do a great job. They really are involved. They are very involved people and they're thinking forward.
So here's the deal, okay, if we go with 25,000, we're supposed to be getting another 214,000, or 400, was it 200?
Around 400.
200,000 for that relief fund, because it was 400 some thousand we get total, which we haven't received it. I can't remember if we're gonna get that
In another
in
year.
August. No, it was supposed to be in the next year. We already got 200,
Oh, we
so,
already got 200.
yep, 214, and then the next
September,
214
we got that of 2021.
So there
I
you go.
looked it up
So
today.
probably,
Regina.
so I'm looking in September, another 214 coming if the federal government does what they say they're gonna do. So,
That's a big if.
yeah,
Do you want to fund it for 25 and then the balance later?
I no, I just soon balance, right now, give them 25,000 and we'll see what happens from there. Let them
I
fix
don't have a
whatever they
problem
can
with that.
fix.
That's what I originally thought.
I don't have a problem with that, Jim. As long as,
As long as we can do it, right?
yeah,
So
we can
we're
do
not-
it.
So we're not closing out providing more funds, but we're saying right now. we'll fund
Here's some money to help you out.
Okay.
I'll make a motion.
Somebody else shows up.
I'll make a
But
motion.
we'll
We
have to make a decision.
give 25,000 to the Candor Historical Society for the renovation project.
I'll second.
Riker?
I'm abstaining or recluse, what's that word?
Either way.
Recuse, yeah, that too.
Technically, in order to do that, you would have had to come down here, though.
Do you want me to do that?
No.
Okay.
Douglas?
Aye.
Strelso?
Aye.
Rixey?
Aye.
Raider?
Okay,
I'll make them kind of happy.
that's done.
Not instead.
Did you
Halfway
say
there.
in last month's meeting that if the historical society folded, that the building would fall back to the town?
Correct.
Yes.
Okay, I just wanted to, so it is.
So it's in our best interest to
Yeah, it is
keep
in
the
best
building in
interest
good
to invest
shape.
in the building Because, no,
Not
it's,
that we have a use for it.
you never, well,
Oh, yeah.
But a community center or something, I
yeah,
guess.
kind of where it started out.
I'm sure you would.
Are you looking for a place to do the yard sale or?
Actually, we have a very older membership that worked on the yard sale, like there was 5 of us. And the other 4, other than myself, because I'm not one of the older ones. It's just too much work for them. Yeah. And the main thing is if the building's sold, we collect all year long and put it into the Catatunk Hall. And that's the main thing. It's not so much location of having it, it's storing it for the ongoing year to accumulate enough to bring in $2,000. So yeah, if you have a building, we might.
Store it there.
Okay. Nothing else, we'll move on to new business. Under new business, we have a board member that's going to be resigning. Jim Brixey, he's given me a resignation. I am writing and announcing my resignation to the town councilman effective June 30th, 2022. I very much appreciate the opportunity to have served the town of Candor in its capacity. Mr. Brixey?
I appreciate the opportunity that you've all given me.
Well,
It's been a pretty learning experience on this end.
Yeah.
You
Used to working with the highway department and then coming to here has
were a great asset. for
been
sure.
a.
Yeah, for sure.
Been a big,
Yeah, we'll miss you.
yeah.
I must say, I was pleasantly surprised. Just that you took the step to board from highway. I mean, the transition
It was
was,
a big transition.
Yep.
for me.
Yep.
Big, yeah, yeah,
You did well.
yeah.
thank you very much.
Thank you. You want a motion on that?
Yes,
I would make a motion to accept Jim Brixey's resignation with regret.
Second.
all in favor?
nay.
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Nobody opposed? We'll move on real quick.
State law.
The only thing I happen to see as I'm shuffling papers around here, that I usually like to give out a sales tax report. And for last month, the town received $59,486 in sales tax revenue. That which, as of 4 months, puts us at $245,877. And that's
Significant.
a lot. We plan on 600,000. That's what our goal is. And, you know, that's the way the economy is going right now in Texas. People pay a lot of sales tax, so I don't see a problem getting to our $600,000 mark. I have nothing else. We can move on to privilege of the floor. Anyone? Yes, sir.
Hi.
I'm John Gattuso. I live at the end of Bell Road. I own a home there. I've owned a home there for 23 years. Kind of having some issues with the road. It's in really, really bad shape. And I'm here looking for some help. Last time it was graded was 8 years ago. The ditches are full. I've actually tried to maintain them over the years, keep them open. But my machines and stuff are too small. It's just getting overwhelming over there. And yeah, that's about it.
What road did you say? I'm sorry.
Bell Road.
Bell Road. Where is
Now,
that?
there's only 4 houses on Bell Road, which I understand it's probably not a priority. But you have Doolittle Creek that edges right into Bell Road. It's like right off the road now, and that creek and that valley.
I know where you're at, yeah.
Range is pretty good. And, you know, like I said, there's only 4 homes on the road, but I get a $17,000 tax bill every year. You know, so
Okay, off the tops. Gotcha.
I was hoping we could, you know, I'd love to get it paid, but I'd be happy to get it graded and the ditches
But the
cleaned.
bridge is gone.
It's on the schedule.
So it's a dead end.
Is it?
It is.
All right.
We
that's
started it
awesome.
last year.
That's awesome. Like I said, I've been patient for 8 years. I've been trying to keep the pipes open, but it's just, my machine's too small.
No, it's not your job either.
Huh?
It's not your job either.
No, I
And
get it.
it was graded a couple of years ago, because your uncle was down.
No, last time it was graded was 8 years. Rich Van Etten did it. He's my neighbor. He was the last guy that graded that. And the elephant.
Oh, I'm on the wrong road.
Bell
Yep,
Road
okay,
behind
yep.
behind Turkey Trot.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard.
Okay, I'm on the wrong road. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
So does that mean it's not on the
I mean, the
schedule?
guys.
If you're not, if you were on the wrong road?
No, we gotta get to it, but yeah. We'll do what we can for you.
Yeah, I mean,
Good ditches that go across.
there's,
From the ground.
and big potholes, and like I said, Doolittle Creek's like right there against the road, and it turns at that point, and if that goes, we can't get home.
Right. There's blocks in there.
Is there?
Yep. We put blocks in there in 90. First that was 91 or 93.
Yeah, but I've been like digging diversion ditches off the side of the road to keep the water off it, you know, because from
I'll go up and take a look at it again.
years of
It was up
plowing, that kind of makes it a
Yeah.
U when you get it, and I'm trying to divert it off, but it's just getting too much for my little machine.
So could there be flooding issues?
Oh, yeah.
Right along the creek,
Oh,
sure.
Okay.
the water's running right down the road too.
That,
You know, it's starting to dig.
it's
ditches.
flooded before.
Yeah.
It's right next to the creek.
But we could really use a look over there. If you guys could help us out, I'd appreciate
Is
it.
that still stone and oiled up to his portion at the turnaround and then it's dirt from there up?
No,
right?
No, it,
dirt to the turnaround at the bottom where the old bridge is.
That's what I'm talking about, yeah.
Dirt
Dirt
from
from there.
there, dirt up.
Right.
it's dirt from
Then the
there
rest
to
of
my
it's still
house.
stone and oiled.
Yeah.
But I'm going to get an ice cream.
There you go.
Please help.
Yeah.
Thank you, and
Thanks for
hopefully
stopping in.
Kevin gets the opportunity to go up and help you out a little bit.
Yeah, we'll get up there.
Thank you.
Yes. Anybody else have any?
Maybe we can get together and try to prioritize some of these areas too, just for some of the general maintenance, the top.
Yeah,
priorities,
that's
so I
nice
can watch
and
out
important.
too.
Well, there's not much more we can do because that's a restricted trail stream right there.
We have to be careful maintaining the ditches too. That water's just pouring, it's not even.
Well, I'm gonna kind of throwing under the bus. He's put in a couple roadways.
Ooh. Oh, that guy.
Yeah, and it's coming down the driveways.
Yeah,
Right,
Jim knows that.
I know, but
but
Yeah.
maybe, it sounds like people come in and it's put in the Bush Road you're
Bush
talking
Road,
about,
yeah.
so maybe we can kind of prioritize or strategize, yeah, help.
Well, right now our priority is getting to the pavement as soon as we can. Prices go even higher.
Getting our chips roads taken care of.
We need to make sure we don't lose roads, because
he does have a nice
preventative
place
maintenance
up
is
there.
a lot less than having to come in and repave the hill, so.
Is that road something we could use on chips? If it hasn't been done in a long time, we have a little extra revenue in chips.
Well, and we have this federal money, so.
That's what I was
Hire-
saying,
can
yeah,
Hire an
we
outside
should.
contractor to come in and support it.
Well, like I said, we have lots of chips money revenue. I don't have the figures now, but I know we left well over
Budget.
$100,000 on the table after we got done with and a lot of that too is like, I don't know if they're gonna change, but I don't see how they can, maybe they can, what their bid was to do them roads through chips. He gave us an estimate with the chips in the 284 agreement, and so, and like I said, he left some money on the table. So, I mean, if the opportunity's there, I think we should, if we can, that road there would be a perfect one. It hasn't been done in 8 years. It could be some chips.
See, in my mind, it's not, because it's a seasonal cabin, really. He doesn't live there. So what Jim and I are talking about, the part that's stone and oiled is the people that live there year round.
Okay,
Call me crazy, but I don't think it's worth $100,000, $150,000 for a seasonal cabin during deer season.
yeah, he comes up some in the summer and he comes up in the winter.
okay.
Deer
Well,
hunts and.
Snow
You
will
know,
And
you gotta take into consideration that too.
But I mean, we do have to address him and
Right, I agree, but I don't think it's
even,
worthy of, $150,000.
so I have a question. Somebody mentioned about contracting
Yeah.
it out, and not necessarily that road, but if we do that, can you use that expense as chip money?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
Because I realize you may be pushed for time already with the jobs you have scheduled. Okay.
We're gonna be.
And just to say something about Bush Road and Shindagan, a lot of people from out of town go up there to ride bikes and hike and all that other stuff. So it's, even though you go, well, there aren't that many people that live up there, or it's not a well-traveled road, it really is.
Well, I think the problem with Bush too, I'll throw that in, because until you brought it up, I was thinking that. 9 of my tickets were up there at the end where I have to go by and come back around. And like you said, that's the only problem is I have a Jeep, so I can't imagine the people in a car.
Well,
But there's
right.
no place to swim
No.
on either side of the road.
Yeah, it's awful.
And they are
And-
deep where they are taking it
Yeah,
out.
and thank God I slowed down to live and crawl and rolled through one of them, and I thought, oh my God, good, I didn't hear any crunch. I was like, oh, not going this way anymore. Shindagan's a little longer, but it's better. But it's only a little piece of road. It's only what? I mean, it
Yeah.
can't even be a quarter of a mile. It's not even,
that.
it's not even that. But it's just in the shade, and all the crap gets there in the winter, and it makes these gigantic potholes. And the only
Emergency
thing I could,
vehicles get through.
the only thing I could say about it is.
That's a good
lot more
question.
used to me. What's that?
You're saying, can emergency vehicles get through?
Oh, yeah, they can if they go.
But a lot of bumpers.
A lot of bumpers.
But not in the speed, if they ever had to get up there with speed, no, because,
Yeah, no.
let me tell you, when the situation that is up
Is your
there
YouTube
gets
working
bad,
No,
the police
not
and
the
I are
camera.
going up there
The
pretty
sound
quick,
might, but not
and
the
when you
camera.
hit those potholes.
We're gonna make this meeting last long as
It's
the last
bad,
one.
they're not little potholes.
Little wear and tear.
You still,
Oh,
it's well, we have a beer somewhere, so.
Bushes and Howards.
Barnett was doing clams, he called me up.
No,
about
it's
it
right
before
before
it's
there.
coming.
Okay, got it.
Barnett,
That's
oh, he was-
Yeah, it's right there. Oh,
Yummy.
yeah.
He said, "Come on over."
And
There
you
you
know,
go.
two cars
All right.
in the road goes up.
All right, I think we beat this to death. Kevin knows he's gotta get to work, so. I have nothing else. The privilege of floor has been done.
Good.
Jim, or did you say something?
Yeah, I just have a quick thing for the Prospect Valley Bridge.
Uh-huh.
So we're in a good spot, but everything's filled out, and we're moving forward, and I think we're gonna start the surveyor and the geotech soon, so I'll keep everybody posted, but the DOT wants us to fill out a document. They have a system called the Equitable Business Opportunity System, and so we're not in it. They want us to get into that system that's run through the state, so we have to log invoices that we pay to the engineer and the contractor. So they were suggesting, Bill, that you would be potentially the point of contact and have access for you, and then we could set up sub-accounts. But the tricky thing with this, there's a form to fill out, which is the easy part, but then they want a resolution from the board that you're the point of contact. So they gave me draft language for a resolution, so. we can
Okay,
do that.
that makes it easier.
It's really kind of silly, but I guess we have to.
Yeah. there's a
Well,
lot of
that's
stuff
what,
that's
that's
still
what
in our
happens when the
state.
state gives you money, right?
So that's we'll have to fill this out later. This is the request for the system login. So we'll make you the point of contact.
Yep,
But
yep.
then this is the resolution, example resolution from another town. But I don't know if somebody needs
Don't
to
have to read it.
read it and then,
Yep, we'll go through that.
yeah, you can approve it tonight.
Do we have to approve it tonight?
We should, that way we get going.
Yeah, we don't want to wait another month.
Here, I'll read it. I'll make something up.
I'm just asking because I'm not 100% sure.
Well, you kind of filled it in anyway.
Do for resolutions, do you have to do a public hearing?
No.
Not
No,
for, not
not
for
for- okay.
resolution.
No. Town of Candor Town Board for the Prospect Valley Road Project Bridge Replacement, designation of responsible local official. Okay, whereas New York State DOT requires the town board to adopt a resolution designating Supervisor Strozel as a responsible local official for project administration, including the use of the Equitable Business Opportunities System for the Prospect Valley Road Bridge Replacement. Therefore, be it resolved, the town supervisor Strozel is designated as the responsible local official for purposes of project administration, including use of the EBO system for the Prospect Valley Road Bridge Replacement Project. On a motion by Councilperson Douglas, seconded by Councilperson Reichert, the foregoing resolution was adopted on a vote of
Aye.
Aye.
aye. 5
Unanimous.
ayes, 0 nays on June 14th, 2022. That's it.
Done?
Amen.
And I think Carol has to have that.
Yes,
Make a copy of it.
Yeah, there,
you have to make a new one up.
Yeah, that's gonna have to be
That's just gonna have to be
retyped.
retyped,
Okay,
so, thank you, Carol.
wonderful.
okay.
Another step in the right direction.
Then we'll work on this, login password stuff.
Yeah, thanks for bringing that up, Rob.
We can fill that out tonight. I think you need to sign it too, and I can scan it.
Okay, we'll work on that after the meeting. Okay, nothing else? Jim?
We adjourn.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Meeting adjourned.
I wanted to thank you especially for making that go.